Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Caitlin, and if you are new here, we talk about all things girly and all things smell good. So if you like that type of content, I hope you stay. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my top favorite fruity perfumes for fall. Now, some perfumes just smell like straight summertime, like beachy, just super fresh and sweet. They don't really last in cooler weather. This is not just a fall time fragrance video. This is kind of a mixture of fall time, but more just cool weather. Fruity perfumes, they'll still be projecting. They'll just still give you that nice soft fruity touch. That way you're not reaching for just like gourmands all winter long or all fall long. Not all fall perfumes consist of straight vanilla or spicy or gourmand or smelling like a cupcake. You can still smell fresh and fruity in the fall and winter time. You just have to find that right one that still translates into like a cold weather fragrance that doesn't just give straight summertime, straight beachy. So I have a few here that I want to share with you guys today. So the first one I want to share with you guys in this video is Strawberry Kiss from Sphinx. Here's the bottle. So this one reminds me of just like a thick syrupy strawberry. This one has top notes of strawberry and forest fruits, middle notes of powdery notes and cupcake, and base notes of woody notes, caramel, and burnt sugar. So this one is just a very thick, syrupy, strawberry dense perfume, but it does have a little bit of depth from that caramel and those woody notes, so it's not just like a pure strawberry, like strawberry pound cake type of scent. It's a more thick, rich, decadent, syrupy scent, which in my opinion, things like that translate so well in the fall time. The thicker, little more rich type of scents are just phenomenal in the fall time. This one has notes of cupcake in it, and I don't get like a huge cupcakey scent in this one. This one just reminds me of like a strawberry puree that you would drizzle on top of a cupcake, and then you add like a smidge of powdered sugar and caramel on top of that. You get the caramel a bit in the dry down, but it's not overpowering. The burnt sugar is 100% there, but it's not giving like pink sugar type of vibe or anything like that. So if you're worried about that, this is safe. If you like syrupy strawberry scents and you're looking for like a fruity perfume to wear in the fall or cooler weather, Strawberry Kiss by Sphinx is one of the best strawberry perfumes in my entire collection. I'm gonna follow that by bringing out another strawberry heavy perfume. This is Burberry Her Elixir, if it'll focus. So Burberry Her Elixir to me is like a strawberry milkshake, but it has something else in it, and I think it's that sandalwood, especially in the dry down. It has a touch of like a woodiness, and the vanilla really shines through in this one. This one, and I think I've kind of pinpointed what I feel that this one reminds me of. It has that like vanilla bean kind of essence to it, but like a vanilla bean powder additive. This one does have top notes of strawberry and blackberry, middle notes of jasmine, and base notes of vanilla, amber, and sandalwood. So those base notes I feel like really give this a super long-lasting, strong, overall strawberry milkshakey vibe. This one is more of a fall perfume to me than it is like a spring or summertime, just because of how thick and rich this one is. It is just so yummy. I actually really like layering that one with Strawberry Kiss just to kind of amplify that strawberry note sometimes. Especially in like summertime, I feel like the base notes shine just a little bit more, but in the fall time, this one is perfect. The next one that I have here is a bit more on the playful side. It's a little bit sexy. It has like a mature, not necessarily like a dated, but just like a more mature overall vibe to it. And surprisingly enough, that is Barbie by Define Me. I never thought that I would call a Barbie perfume like sexy or mature, but this one is just like a very nice, kind of dense, somewhat fruity floral. So again, this one does have a strawberry note in it, but to me, this one kind of comes across as like a grapey, dragon fruit, tuberose with a little bit of like a vanillic, like creamy dry down. The top notes of this one are strawberry, cherry, pitaya, which is dragon fruit, and pomelo. Middle notes are peony, rose, gardenia, magnolia, and then the base notes are whipped cream, musk, and sandalwood. So the middle notes to me, I think, are probably what keep this from smelling too juvenile. I love this one. If you like fragrances like Laundry Deep by Givenchy, or maybe even the My Way by Armani vibe, I think you would really like this one, especially if you're looking for something that's a little bit more flirty, fun, playful. This one is thick enough that it can definitely be worn in cooler weather. I wore this a decent amount whenever I lived in Minneapolis on the cooler days, and it just performed so well. It projected and it smelled absolutely incredible. I think this one is dense enough to last on the cooler days. I think this is a great option for fall time, cooler weather time, winter time. I will definitely be pulling this one out a whole lot more. I've worn it a few times on our cooler days that we've had here, and it was just delicious. It's still sweet, candy-like, playful, but like I said, it still has a little bit of that syrupy density that will make it absolutely perfect once the cooler days hit. The next one that I have here is Cassili by Perfumes de Marly. I talked about this one a little bit in one of my other videos, but this one to me smells like a peaches and cream. It has a touch of like a creamy floral, but to me this is like a peaches and cream type of perfume. The top notes for this one are red currant, floral notes, and Bulgarian rose. The middle notes are frangipani, plum, petalia, and mimosa. The base notes are vanilla, tonka bean, and sandalwood. So right away you can tell those base notes are gonna give this like a little bit more of a good lasting power. That's not always necessarily true, but for this one I definitely find that once that vanilla and that sandalwood starts to shine through, it just warms it up. It gives it like a cozy but still kind of flirty type of vibe. Even though it doesn't have peach in it, to me I think it might be the frangipani and maybe the plum that kind of gives this a peachy vibe. But I know that I'm not alone in this. It just smells like a yummy peaches and cream type of dessert. This to me, if I blindly smelled this without looking at the notes, I would have been fooled into thinking that there's a whipped cream note in this as well, just because it is so decadent, but it's still airy, like kind of fluffy, light. It's not too syrupy, it's not too thick, but it is still just a very beautiful fruity floral that again I think is going to be phenomenal on cooler days. The tonka bean, I've noticed a little bit more as it's sat, has come out a little more. It gives it a kind of a creamy vanillic touch. I think it's obviously blended with a vanilla, but I think that tonka bean kind of translates into a very nice, warm, yummy vanilla on my skin. I do kind of see a little bit of that mimosa flower coming through. Not that I'm aware of, I don't get it the entire time, but I could see it being there as giving it a little bit of a sparkly, not necessarily bubbly, but like a sparkly vibe. So if you like the thought of smelling like peaches and cream, but you don't want to just smell like a straight gourmand, I think this is perfect. It is the perfect fruity floral. I picture this being worn at like fall events, or like if you're going apple picking, or just having like a day out doing fall activities. This is the one that I picture wearing. Now I'm gonna go on like a darker, more femme fatale, sensual type of fruity perfume. This is La Nuit Pandora. So this, you can get this at from Aroma Concepts. This is made by Paris Corner. If you guys want to, for 10% off, you can use my code. I'll put it on the screen. That's 10% off of your entire order on Aroma Concepts. So they have so many new releases. They have just been releasing one right after the other. They're keeping up with Lattafa at this point. And before I go over the La Nuit, I'm gonna just share with you guys really quick. I did get the Confection by Paris Corner. This is set to be a dupe for Kayali Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar is the name. I've had to repeat that multiple times just so I make sure I remember it. I have not had my nose on that one, but this one is so sultry, yummy, cotton candy. Kind of smells like La Belle. if you guys are interested in this, or if you're looking for a good dupe for Kayali Rock Candy Sugar, everyone says this is perfect. So use my code on the screen and grab 10% off if you're trying to get this one. But if you're wanting a more like sultry, dark, femme fatale type of scent, this one here, the bottle also is super pretty. The top notes are pear, tangerine, and bergamot. The middle notes are vanilla accord, vanilla orchid, strawberry, black rose, and passion fruit. And then the base notes are praline, caramel, lychee, patchouli, vanilla, incense, coffee, licorice, coumarin, and papyrus. So this, I have not, if I've ever smelled the La Nuit Tresor by Lancome, I don't remember it. This is said to be a dupe for that, which is a super sought after perfume. I think that it's discontinued, but don't quote me on that. This one is just like a dark, sultry, very sexy date night type of perfume. It is magical. I almost sometimes feel like I get like a dark, incensey, sultry raspberry in this, even though it doesn't have raspberry listed. It kind of has like a creamy vibe as well to it. But to me, it actually almost translates into just like a silky type of scent rather than creamy. This does have like that dark, kind of rich, jammy rose essence to it, but it's not so thick that it smells cough syrupy or anything like that. I have had some perfumes that have that syrupy vibe. Even in rose perfume, sometimes it can translate as like a cough medicine. This is not one of them. To me, this is gonna be one for like the chilly date nights where you're wearing like your cute little black dress. You wanna feel sultry but still sophisticated and sexy. This is absolutely magical. I plan to do, if you guys are interested, I plan to do a new femme fatale list of perfumes that I have. This is going to go on it so fast. Top number one. I have layered this a couple times with Into the Night from Bath & Body Works, and it lasted so well. I got compliments on it. I felt amazing wearing this one. This actually is my scent of the day. I sprayed it on whenever I was going to film this video, trying to figure out which perfumes I felt like would fit the category. I was trying to be picky with it. I picked this up, and as soon as I smelled it, I immediately was like, oh, absolutely, it has to go in this video. I forget how good this one is. It's super affordable, but like I said, use that code for even more money off, especially if you want to smell like sultry, decadent, sexy, but still kind of edible. This is one of those dark, fruity florals, but it's not so thick that it's going to be knocking people out, but it will get you noticed. This next one, it may come as a surprise that I'm mentioning this in a fall or cool weather perfume category, but this one is Harem Al Sultan. This is by Carrelage. This has always just kind of screamed summertime to me, but the more I wear this on the chilly days or chilly nights, the more I think that this is perfect for all year. You can also just get the oil if this is a little too pricey, or I like layering them together. Sometimes I just wear the oil to bed because I feel like it's even stronger than the perfume. It lasts a little bit longer, but I love layering them together for the best longevity possible. So even though this is like a sweet, fruity, musky pineapple and peach semi-floral heavy perfume, I still think this is going to be perfect for maybe the days where you just have to run errands or you're chilling at home. I would literally wear this anywhere, any time of year. So this one has top notes of jasmine, bergamot, and peony, middle notes of pineapple, peach, and plum, and base notes of musk, sandalwood, and patchouli. Guys, this smells almost identical to the white gummy bear. This smells so good. It smells like candy, just like a nice, yummy, sweet treat, which, like I said, if you don't want to smell like gourmands in the fall or cold weather, wintertime, but you still want to smell yummy, you still want to smell snackish, this is the perfect option. I think this is going to be wonderful. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it in like the cooler weather. So if you have this one, definitely pull it out. Even if you just have the oil, pull it out and give it a try. Next up is Eden Juicy Apple. from Kayali. This is obviously an apple heavy perfume, but it has kind of like a yummy fruity candy overall vibe. It's very sugary. It does have some other notes that kind of help balance it out, keep it from being too just straight apple, which I'm not a huge apple lover in most perfumes. I don't want to smell like an apple candle, which is where this one comes in, and it ends up smelling just like a yummy candied apple. I don't get caramel in here, but almost that like caramel apple vibe. So this one has top notes of red apple, lychee, blackcurrant, and pink grapefruit. And you guys, the longer this sits, the more I get the blackcurrant, which is one of my all-time favorite fruity perfumes. So this one all year long is wonderful. The middle notes are wild berries, raspberry bloom, May rose, and jasmine, and then the base notes are sugar, musk, vanilla flower, amber, and moss. I tend to really like mossy notes in perfume because it gives it not necessarily like a woody dry down, but it just gives it a little bit more of a realistic kind of natural. I don't want to say like naturey because I don't want you to think you're going to smell like dirt, but it gives it a little bit more of a natural type of scent. So at least to me, that's just what it translates to on my skin, I guess. But I have heard other people say kind of a similar thing with this one especially. Whenever it dries down, it almost gives it's like a your skin scent but better, but it has projection. It's not just a very faint scent that you have to put your nose up to. This one does project and it does last, especially now that it has sat for a little while. The bottle is so pretty. This has to be one of my favorite Kayali bottles out of all of them. Super just bright, kind of looks like a ruby. But if you want to smell like a sugary sweet apple with a little bit of like a black currant syrup, it has a touch of like a fruity floral, I'm gonna say essence, because I don't think that it comes across super loud in this one. I think that it just kind of gives a little bit of a cloud of fruity with a little bit of floral, but the florals are just kind of like lingering in the background. They're not super pronounced. This one to me just smells like a candied apple, and it's so yummy. The next one here that I have, this is definitely a more white floral heavy fruity floral perfume. It has a little bit of like a sultry vanilla dry down on it, and it's so beautiful. The longevity, the strength, the power, the sillage, it is just, I'm starting to sound like Jeremy Fragrance. This is a room filling perfume. It projects, it lasts, you will be smelt. This has to be one of the best fruity floral vanilla perfumes. This is a more vanilla heavy perfume, but it's not so vanilla that it overpowers and turns into a gourmand. This is 100 Silent Ways by Nishane. This has probably some of the best sillage that I have ever found in a perfume. It is stunning. So this one has top notes of tuberose, peach, and mandarin orange, middle notes of gardenia, jasmine, and orris, and then base notes of vanilla, sandalwood, and vetiver. I have to be careful with vetiver because I do not like smelling like a chunk of hay. I don't like smelling like a hay bale or a barn. I don't want to smell anything like that in my perfumes. Vetiver is not a love for me, but this one and in La Belle, two of my all-time favorite perfumes that have vetiver in it, and you can absolutely tell that it's amplifying it from start to finish. This is, you definitely get a little bit of that tuberose, but it's not a bubblegummy tuberose. It's more of like a fruity, kind of like a sweet candied tuberose without smelling like bubblegum. I think that the peach, whenever it blends with the peach in this, it is just phenomenal. It's fantastic. It's addicting. It is absolutely addicting. I think that once the gardenia and jasmine and orris comes through, it's not strong. It's not an overall strong jasmine heavy perfume. So if you don't like fragrances like Alien by Mugler or Valentino Donna Born in Roma, I still think you should give this a try because it's not pungent, it's not overpowering, but the jasmine is in the background, but it kind of dances around with the orris and the gardenia. But the base notes are what I get the absolute most of. The tuberose, the peach, the vanilla wood, and the vetiver. I do get the sandalwood, but it's just kind of giving it a smooth, I don't want to say creamy, but again, like a smooth, cashmere-y, silky type of scent. I think that this is a perfect one for layering. It's perfect on its own. It's perfect for running errands, date night, quite literally anything. This is a signature scent type of perfume to me. I would wear this if I had to start my collection over and pick like 10 to 20 new perfumes. This would definitely be one of the first grabs because it is so good. And it's worth the money. It's not a perfume that you're gonna spend the money on and then it just disappears after 5 minutes. This is one that'll stay with you for days. It'll fill up a room. It'll stay on your clothes, but it's not gonna be so overpowering that people are coughing or you're gonna get yelled at for work for wearing this, depending on where you work. It's just one that I feel like is gonna be more crowd pleasing on the niche end of things. So you're not going to have to worry too much about people being like nauseated by it, but it is a sweet perfume. It's not like a woody perfume. It's not a dry perfume. It is sweet. So if you don't like pretty sweet scents, I don't know if you would love this, but get a sample of it or try before you buy. So I'm cutting in here just super quick because I just realized I actually have 9. I totally forgot to add this one in here. I have been super excited to talk to you guys about this one. This is Dirty Peach from Heretic Perfumes. Look how cute this bottle is. This is a true raw peach scent, and this literally smells like if you were going peach picking. This has just that like overall, that greenness. It smells like the skin of a peach, like a fresh grabbed off a tree peach. This one to me is a little more on like the raunchy side of peach fragrances. It's just like a true raw, like I said, fresh off of the vine type of peach. It has a little bit of like a green, like a yummy green note in there. But I want to read you guys the notes here. So the top notes are grapefruit, mandarin orange, and orange peel. So you do get a little bit of that like sweet citrusy opening, but it still is like peach from start, middle to finish. But you get those in the opening. Those are the top notes. The middle notes are peach, cassis, strawberry, bitter orange, jasmine, ylang ylang, and violet leaf. And then the base note is vetiver. So the vetiver, definitely you can smell it in here, but again, it doesn't translate to that like dirty barnwood or like that barn hay type of scent. It to me is, I just truly think that it smells like a fresh grabbed peach. Like it has not been washed yet. You smell it like you smell the skin of it, and it has that peach scent, but it's not cut open. It's not bit into. I find this to be a little bit juicy, but I don't think that this is one that is like, it's definitely not like a juicy body spray type of vibe at all. It's very niche. It's very fruity forward, but it's still, I still feel like if you like peach, you will love this one. This one, I get a little bit of the florals in the middle, so it kind of gives it like a creaminess to it. I've worn this a handful of times now. Every single time, it is just a little bit different than the last. Sometimes I get the strawberry, sometimes I get the ylang ylang, sometimes I get like a touch of like a powdery peach. So this is not a linear perfume. This is an ever-changing on your skin perfume, but it remains peach the entire time. If you love peach, this is just delicious. Like it's mouth-watering. Like I said, if you have ever been peach picking, this is literally what that smells like. So the last one I'm going to mention in this series or this video today is Candied Lychee by the 7 Virtues. And this one is a very bright and uplifting, sweet, candied scent, but I don't think that this is going to be so light and airy that you're gonna it's gonna dissipate in the cold weather. I think this one's gonna last. This one lasts pretty well on my skin the few times that I've worn it. This one has top notes of lychee, heart notes of peony, and base notes of vanilla. As soon as that vanilla comes in, it literally just turns into like a mouth-watering jelly bean candy. lychee, but it's not like sparkling lychee from Kayali. That one's like a gummy bear, like a lychee gummy bear with like violet powdered sugar on it. This one is like a sweet, juicy lychee, almost like a jelly bean. Or if there was a Starburst that was lychee flavored, this is exactly what that would smell like. It's juicy, but you wouldn't think that it should be juicy because of that vanilla and that peony in it. Smells so good. It turns into that like jelly bean Starburst, delicious, like mouth watering lychee candy. So I do think that this one is going to be absolutely magnificent in the fall weather. The cool weather, it's not just for fall, these are for cool weather. You can wear these, I say in my opinion, like all year around. I would say be careful with like the heavier ones like La Nuit Pandora. I personally will wear this all year round. I will not subject one perfume to being strictly like a fall or a summertime perfume. If I want to wear it, I'm gonna wear it regardless. But for some people, this one might be a bit too heavy to wear for like cool or for warm weather days. This might be more like in the date night or cool weather. There's Candy Lychee. This one is phenomenal for all year. This is their newest release. So I think that if you have a Sephora near you, if it's in store, which I think it is, it should be at most. If you have the opportunity to smell this, spray it on your skin and watch it transform, because it's not necessarily a linear perfume. It starts out very juicy, very lychee forward and sweet. The lychee stays there the whole entire time, but once the vanilla comes through, it just transforms into this like yummy candied jelly bean Starburst. And this one is such a mood booster perfume too, which I kind of think was their ultimate goal with this one. On the back it says it's best for positive vibes, feeling flirty, and boosting energy. This one just puts me in such a good mood every single time I put it on. Whenever I get out of the shower, or if I'm just kind of having a rough day at work, sometimes I'll grab this and just smell it, or put it on my hand just so I get like wafts of it and get my nice little scent bubble going. I feel like this one is going to be more safe also for like work. So if you were someone that likes the fruity florals or doesn't want something that's too gourmand, or you're sensitive to gourmands, this is like a nice yummy candied gourmand that would be more office safe, more office friendly, work safe, because it's just pleasant. It's happy. It gives happy vibes. It's not going to offend anyone. So I absolutely adore this one. And if you love like juicy lychee or smelling like candy, this one is beautiful. That was my 8 fruity fragrances that I would recommend for you guys to wear in the fall time or cool weather. Like I said earlier, you don't just have to wear like vanilla and gourmands in the fall time or winter cool weather, like cold weather times. These I think are going to be fantastic options for you guys who may be sensitive to gourmands. Some people just don't like vanilla, which everyone is subject to their own opinion. I love vanilla, but I know not everyone does, so I wanted to give some options for those who don't. Just because I know I talk about a lot of vanillas on my channel, check all of these out. There's some for a little bit of everyone's budget, there's some higher end, there's some more affordable, but they're all phenomenal. They all perform super well. They have great lasting power, especially for being like a fruity floral perfume or just fruity perfumes in general. These are wonderful options for you guys to go and get your hands on, get your nose on, get samples of. Report back to this video if you guys have any suggestions for me as well in the comments. Leave me your comments of your fruity florals or your fruity perfumes that you are excited to wear in the cooler weather or all year around. Leave me your scent of the day. Let me know what you're wearing. Let me know your combo or your combos you've been loving lately. And make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and do not forget that I love you guys.